is.
And from what I understand, the court honors the right to travel, but says that I'm under compelled performance to travel on the roads and highways only with the driver's license.
I'm not gonna, because I don't understand what you mean by compelled performance.
That means I can't drive on the roads without a driver's license.
And I would say that's correct.
And can you show me where the law says that
No.
I am under compelled performance?
Nope,
You can't.
I can't.
Okay.
I know it's there, but I couldn't pick it out right now, so.
Well, we're having court right now.
We are. But it's up to you and Mr. Hull to present to me what you want me to look at.
Well, actually, I could have been quiet and not said anything.
You would have not said anything.
Well,
You didn't. Remember, you don't have to say a word. Under the Constitution of the United States, you can stay silent, and it's up to Mr. Hull to prove beyond a reasonable doubt to my satisfaction, as the finder of fact, that you, Mr. Svoboda, were guilty of speeding.
Well, I'm known by other names. I'm the mighty oak, the nut who stood his ground.
Okay. And I see somebody laughing over there that who may know best of all about that. But
well, she doesn't know when my birthday is.
Okay.
So, from what I understand, I am under compelled performance to state law of having a license to practice. Can you tell me what the definition of license is?
Nope.
You can't?
I can't.
Okay.
I don't know what. I know it's like the old course case said. I can't tell you what it is, but I know it when I see it.
Oh.
So I know that you have a driver's license because of the paperwork here today.
So who has to issue the license?
You're a motor vehicle, state of Ohio.
And do I have a contract with the motor vehicle, state of Ohio?
I probably not, unless you provide them toilet paper.
Okay. This officer is sworn to uphold the Constitution against foreign and domestic enemies. Is that true?
I don't know what his oath specifically says, but I know one of the oaths is to enforce the laws of the city of Middleburg Heights, state of Ohio, against everybody.
Against everyone?
Or in favor of everybody, I guess.
So if I brought evidence, or not hearsay, not assumption, not presumption, and said that you violated the law and you violated your oath, he would be compelled to arrest you?
Yes. Now, you're not just on your say-so, he wouldn't. But if you go to the Court of Appeals, and then ultimately the Supreme Court, and they say that I violated my oath, all right, then he would be compelled to, or he could be one of the people that could arrest me.
So he cannot act on assumption or presumption?
Well, that's...
Or hearsay?
Right. He can act on hearsay. Okay, the question is, can he arrest you, or would you ultimately be found guilty based on hearsay? So, for example, somebody says, Mr. Svoboda stole that thing from the store. He can then go and arrest you and do some detection, and if he's convinced based on that hearsay, what somebody else said, that you stole something, he could act upon that. But then the question would be, would I find you guilty based on simply on that?
Well, so what you said, and which I heard you say, that if somebody said hearsay, that he could arrest me without probable cause, and he could hold me until he did his investigation. Isn't that a little backwards?
But that's not what you said.
But that's what you said.
No, that's not what I said. I said he could act on hearsay, and the hearsay in that case would have been the probable cause. So he cannot act without probable cause to act, at least as far as it goes to detain somebody in an arrest. And in fact, in this case, the probable cause was his perception of you speeding, and then his detection through a radar device that you were speeding.
Well, now...
So then he acted based on that.
So I asked for information that was never given me on his employment records.
He's standing right here, and you can ask him anything that you'd like.
No, I asked for the records, sir.
Well, I don't know what records they have, and I don't consider that to be particularly relevant.
Let me get some paperwork.
If you have other work to do, Mr. Hull, you're more than welcome to go do it. But we'll get you back here if you, I mean, we'd like to have you stay, and this is a mental exercise for me, so.
That's good. We need exercise. I was talking about that today. We have keep ourselves
There are limits, to my exercise, but
That's
As
because
you
you
can-
spend all your
as you
time
can
here.
clearly see, but
That's because you're spending all your time here, and
Right.
your mind should be somewhere else. You give it a refreshment. Okay, the person you have up there is the all-capital name, which was created by the federal government and state government. And I am the executor of that estate. And
Now,
Middleburg
Mr.
High
Svoboda,
Police Officer.
let me hold you, let me stop you right there.
wait.
No, let me stop you right there. What you're now starting to talk about is nonsense.
Well,
The way
That
this
is
court interprets
nonsense.
it is a lot of nonsense. So I'm not gonna consider that to be a relevant part of our conversation. If you have some argument that you'd like to make, that when we're talking Constitution, when we're talking laws of Ohio, that's fine, but you are who you are.
all right, apparently, this court has not heard of the judicial, let me see, let me get the name right, because it's down in the, well, here's all this requests that I asked to be answered, and it was never answered to this day, so I guess we can just wait and find out when it's answered where we're going from here. But it's the judgment of the legislative arbitrators, stating, and here's the
Who are the
opinion,
legislative arbitrators?
they kept their name hidden. It's in here's the court case right here. It's case 2:11 CV 01016 G LF hyphen MRA docket number 57 file 11 or January 11, 2010.
Where are they out of?
The federal court in Cincinnati, 6th
Okay.
District. And it states that the Ohio and the federal courts in Ohio have been acting unconstitutional. It's here. This was for you to read.
Okay.
It's good reading.
I might, in my
So now you're saying that,
slumber hours, I might.
now, the municipal corporation, which I'm not a part of the municipal corporation, they gave me a ticket for traveling through their corporate territory.
Correct.
And I am not a corporate official or any corporate property.
It's irrelevant.
Okay. Now, what type of license do I have?
I don't know. I'm assuming, based on what I've seen, a
Well,
standard State of Ohio driver's license for an individual.
Oh, wow. An individual? All the licenses are in commerce. There's no individual license.
Okay,
I
well,
have it right here. This is a Class A, any combination.
We're going into very
Yeah.
here.
Well,
Yeah, we are.
Are we limiting my right to just argue or discuss my case?
I
No.
think when it comes to gobbledygook,
This is your writings right here.
when
Mr.
it's-
Svoboda,
Okay.
I'm allowed to distinguish because you can present only relevant information and evidence to the court. And so I'm going to sustain Mr. Hull's objection as far as talking about you, whether you're an individual or a member of a corporation, because you know what? That's been proven time and again in the courts that are recognizable to be, to use Mr., and I know it's a term of art, Mr. Hull's word gobbledygook.
So are you saying that there's selective laws and selective court cases you use? Because there's court cases saying that...
You're saying this, what did you call it before, legislative arbitrators? Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
This was given to for the, let me see, I got that one here.
So now because we called you on it, you're going to go to something else, is that right?
No, we'll discuss that further. What would you like to discuss about that case?
Show me some proof that the legislative, show me their jurisdiction, their authority.
Well, I'm not sworn to uphold the laws, so,
Okay, so that means
Yeah.
you don't have to tell me anything, but I have to tell you stuff.
exactly right.
Okay. Just so we're clear on that, just so, you know.
I don't
There's
have,
no dispute
you
of that.
admitted it yourself that I don't have to answer any questions.
You don't
but
have to
you-
answer, but
Okay.
you don't have to say anything.
Okay,
See, once you start saying stuff,
okay,
fair is fair, right?
okay. What are the classes of licenses, do you know? Well,
Objection
actually,
irrelevant.
I
okay,
guess
okay,
that's irrelevant.
you know.
Anything, Mr. Svoboda, here's the deal.
Okay.
Here's the
Here's
deal.
what-
I'm willing to listen to you,
Yes, sir.
just because like I said, I like them a little bit extras once in a while. But the fact of the matter is, it's, there's no doubt in the law, okay? There's no doubt, I'm sure that in the nether reaches of, certain groups of people, that, there's some doubt. But there's really no doubt in the above and the light kind of authorities in the United States, state of Ohio, Cuyahoga County, in this court jurisdiction. There's no doubt that you're an individual, that you have to be licensed by the state of Ohio in the name of Frank Svoboda before you can drive on the roads of the state of Ohio without being sanctioned. There's also no doubt that when you are driving, duly licensed, that you must abide by the speed limits set by the local jurisdictions and the state jurisdictions within each and every roadway in this state.
Well,
Okay, so anything to the contrary is going to be irrelevant considered by this court to be irrelevant. Now, you can certainly go up to the Court of Appeals and challenge that ruling, but that's basically where we're at here in
we're
this
dealing
court.
about rights, not court of
Okay,
appeal.
so once you've seen that, once you are aware of that, so now, if either you weren't speeding,
I'm not aware of it. I
Okay.
wasn't speeding.
Okay.
Under your own rules, the speeding under Title 5, Section 14, Title 45, Chapter 45, 11.21, it's assured clear distance, and all signs of prima facie lawful shouldn't be in there, because you guys deal in a legal and an illegal scenario.
Mhm.
So, if after that, those are suggestions. There is no damaged party. I would like to see the damaged party.
it doesn't need to be the damaged party are the citizens of the city of Middleburg Heights.
Then bring me the damaged person.
The damage is a figurative damage.
Oh, so now your language is, like, as stated in here, foreign and, convoluted.
You're saying that I'm convoluted, is that what you just said?
No, Judge,
Okay.
the law, I don't understand the way you're writing, because you say one thing and then
I'm saying, I think I'm being very consistent, Mr. Svoboda.
Yes.
You can drive in the state of Ohio only if you have a driver's license, and when you have a driver's license and are driving, you must abide by the traffic laws of not only the city and county and state that you're driving in
So,
while you're doing that driving. And when you don't abide by those laws, then you would be sanctioned, as Officer Meyerholtz did to you in this case.
I disagree, because the law states one thing and now you're stating another.
I think I've said the same thing consistently today at all times. And when you say you,
It's
I
clear.
mean, the law may be
clear
saying
distance.
something that you
Yes.
misinterpreted.
What
But
is-
that's one of the laws.
Can you explain clear, sure distance?
You can't be any closer to a vehicle than you can, that you can sufficiently stop without encountering that car physically.
So you're acting on, so this officer acted on hearsay. Hey, he might hit something.
No. There's also a law, in addition to the assured clear distance law, there's also a law that says you can only go so fast on Webster Road in Middleburg Heights, Ohio.
Well,
And that
that's
speed limit is 25.
prima facie,
Well, that's right. So now it flips to you to say why I shouldn't find you guilty.
because I was going a reasonable and prudent speed.
Okay. And you think that 42 miles an hour is a reasonable and prudent speed?
Well, for the signs, I didn't see any signs before that.
Anything else, Mr. Hull?
No, I said, no.
Yeah, okay. So anything in addition, now, so you don't have any questions for Officer Meyerholtz, is that what I understand, Mr. Svoboda? Do you have any questions you want to ask this officer here?
Would you like me to ask you some questions? Okay.
That's a loaded question right there, I think.
You work for Middleburg?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Hall, does he work for Middleburg?